What if your weak legs are not because of aging, but because of one missing habit before bed? For years, you have been told that losing strength in your legs is just part of getting older. You have accepted the struggle of climbing stairs, the fear of falling, the way your legs feel heavy by afternoon. You have watched yourself become more cautious, more hesitant, more dependent on others for simple tasks. But what if I told you that weak legs are not unavoidable? What if the real cause is not time, but nutritional gaps your body has been crying out to fill? There are 3 vitamins that work while you sleep, repairing your nerves, rebuilding your muscles, and restoring the strength you thought was gone forever. These are not expensive. They are not complicated. They are natural. And they have been hiding in plain sight. The answer is not in a prescription bottle with dangerous side effects. It is not in an expensive medical procedure that requires months of recovery. It is in 3 simple nutrients that your body desperately needs, but is not getting, and once you understand what they are and how to use them, everything can change. So why has no one told you this before? The truth is not popular because it is not profitable. Big pharmaceutical companies have little interest in promoting low-cost vitamins that actually work. There is no money in telling you that a few dollars a month could change your life and restore your independence. Instead, the media pushes expensive treatments, invasive procedures, and prescription drugs with long lists of side effects that sometimes make you feel worse than the original problem. Meanwhile, research has been screaming the truth for decades, buried in medical journals that most people never see. Studies show that seniors missing these 3 vitamins have 3 times higher fall risk compared to those with adequate levels. Their muscle repair is 1/3 slower, meaning they never fully recover from normal daily activities. They experience 50% more nighttime leg cramps that disrupt their sleep and leave them exhausted. And yet, this information stays buried in medical journals while you are left feeling like your body is betraying you. But it is not your fault. You have been messled. You have been kept in the dark about solutions that could restore your mobility and independence. You have been told that this is just what happens when you get older, that you need to accept it and adjust your life around your limitations. And now you are about to be empowered with knowledge that could transform the rest of your life and give you back the freedom you thought was gone forever. Before I reveal vitamin number 1, tell me something important. We give personalized guidance based on your age, your country, and your current health situation. So right now, drop a comment and share your age, where you are watching from, what vitamins you are already taking, and what leg challenges you are facing. Are your legs weak in the morning when you first get out of bed? Do you struggle with stairs and need to hold the railing tightly? Do you get cramps at night that wake you up in pain? Do you feel unsteady when you walk and worry about falling? Do you avoid going places because you are afraid your legs will give out? Tell me your story. We read every comment and we respond with guidance tailored to you and your specific situation. This is not just a video. It is a conversation, and your input helps us help you better. So pause for just a moment and leave that comment now. I will wait. Good. Now let us begin with the first and most overlooked vitamin that could be the key to everything you have been experiencing with your legs. If your legs feel like they are not obeying you, this is why. Vitamin B12 is the master controller of nerve to muscle communication in your entire body. Every single time you want to move your leg, your brain sends an electrical signal down your nerves, and those nerves tell your muscles to contract. It happens in a fraction of a second, So fast you never think about it. But here is the problem that most people do not understand. Those nerve pathways are covered in something called a myelin sheath. Think of it like the insulation around an electrical wire in your home. Without that insulation, the signal weakens, it stutters, it fails to reach the muscle properly. And B12 is what builds and maintains that myelin sheath. When you do not have enough B12, it is not that your muscles are weak or damaged. It is that the signal from your brain is not getting through clearly. Dr. Barbara O'Neill has spoken extensively about how this is one of the most misunderstood deficiencies in seniors today. She explains that people are being diagnosed with all kinds of conditions when the real problem is simple B12 deficiency. It is not weakness. It is a signal problem. Your muscles are perfectly capable, but they are not receiving the proper commands from your nervous system. But here is what most seniors never get told by their doctors. Even if you eat meat daily, your body may not absorb B12 anymore. After the age of 60, your stomach produces far less hydrochloric acid than it did in your younger years. And that acid is absolutely essential for extracting B12 from food sources like meat, fish, and eggs. Without it, the B12 you eat just passes through your system completely unused. You could be eating steak every night, taking your protein seriously, doing everything you think is right, and still be severely deficient in B12. The National Institutes of Health reports that 43% of seniors over the age of 60 are deficient in B12, and most of them have absolutely no idea. They think they are eating well. They think they are doing everything right. They cannot understand why they keep getting weaker, but their bodies simply cannot access the vitamin anymore through normal digestion. And because the symptoms develop slowly over months and years rather than appearing suddenly, they get mistaken for other conditions. Doctors diagnose Parkinson's disease when they see the tremors and movement problems. They call it peripheral neuropathy when you complain about tingling. They label it as general aging and tell you to accept it. They prescribe medications that mask the symptoms but never fix the root cause. Meanwhile, the deficiency gets worse and worse, and the nerve damage becomes more severe and harder to reverse. The symptoms follow a predictable sequence that you can track if you know what to look for. First comes tingling in your feet and hands, like pins and needles. Then you wake up with stiffness in the morning that takes longer and longer to work out. Your legs feel heavy when you try to stand, like you are wearing weights. You have trouble climbing stairs that you used to walk up easily without thinking. You lose your balance more easily and feel unsteady on your feet, especially in the dark. Your legs do not respond the way they used to when you tell them to move. You might stumble or shuffle instead of walking with confidence. And it gets progressively worse over time because nerve damage from B12 deficiency is cumulative and progressive. The longer you go without enough B12, the more damage accumulates, and the harder it becomes to reverse completely. Dr. Barbara O'Neill warns that by the time most people seek help and actually get properly tested, they have already lost years of mobility and accumulated significant nerve damage that could have been prevented. But the good news, the truly hopeful news, is that once you understand what is happening inside your body, you can fix it. And the fix is simpler than you think. You do not need expensive treatments or complicated medical interventions or anything that requires a prescription. So how do you fix this correctly? Taking B12 in the morning, you are missing the repair window. Most people take their vitamins first thing in the day with breakfast, thinking that is the best time. But here is what they do not realize about how the body actually works. Your nervous system does its deepest repair work at night while you sleep. That is when your body rebuilds damaged myelin sheaths, restores nerve pathways, and prepares your muscles for the next day. If you take B12 in the morning, your body uses it for energy production and daily function throughout the day. But if you take it at night before bed, it goes directly into repair mode while you sleep, and not just any B12 will do the job properly. You need methylcobalamin, which is the active form your body can use immediately without any conversion process. Avoid cyanocobalamin, which is the synthetic cheap form found in most grocery store vitamins and requires your liver to convert it into a usable form, a process that becomes less efficient with age, and take it sublingually, which means under your tongue, so it absorbs directly into your bloodstream through the mucous membranes without needing stomach acid that you no longer produce in sufficient quantities. The improvement timeline is clear and well documented in medical literature. Within 10 to 14 days of starting proper B12 supplementation, you will notice sensation changes in your legs and feet. The tingling starts to fade away. Your legs feel more responsive when you tell them to move. The morning stiffness is not as severe when you first get out of bed. By 6 weeks of consistent use, mobility is visibly restored in most people. You will climb stairs with less effort and without needing to pull yourself up with the railing. You will walk farther without fatigue setting in and making you want to sit down. Your balance will improve noticeably, and you will feel more confident in your movements. In clinical cases documented by researchers, people who could barely walk across a room without assistance have regained full walking ability just by correcting their B12 deficiency properly. Dr. Barbara O'Neill has seen it happen again and again in her decades of practice. People who thought they were destined for walkers and wheelchairs and losing their independence found themselves hiking, dancing, gardening, traveling, and living independently again. All because they gave their nerves the one nutrient they desperately needed. But B12 is only the beginning of the solution. There is a second vitamin that targets a completely different part of the problem, and without it, your muscles will continue to weaken and deteriorate no matter how good your nerve signals are. Vitamin D3 is not just for bones. It rebuilds your leg muscles from the inside out. Most people think of vitamin D as the bone vitamin, the one that works with calcium. They associate it with osteoporosis prevention and bone density scans. But what they do not know, what most doctors do not even explain, is that D3 plays a massive role in muscle function and strength. 70% of seniors are deficient in vitamin D, according to recent studies, and many do not even know it because they are never tested. And the symptoms of this deficiency: weak legs that give out unexpectedly when you are walking, persistent muscle soreness that never seems to go away no matter how much you rest, slow recovery after any physical activity, even light activity like grocery shopping, and a dramatically higher risk of falls and fractures that can change your life in an instant. When your muscles do not have enough D3, they cannot contract with full strength. They fatigue faster than they should, making you feel exhausted from normal activities. They ache for no clear reason, even when you have not done anything strenuous. And over time, you lose the ability to do the everyday tasks that make life independent and enjoyable. Standing from a chair becomes a struggle that requires multiple attempts and using your arms to push yourself up. Stairs turn into mountains that you avoid whenever possible, rearranging your entire life to stay on one floor. Walking across a room feels exhausting when it used to be effortless and automatic. This is not aging. This is deficiency that can be corrected when you know what to do. And here is the part nobody talks about that changes everything. Your body loses muscle faster after 60, but D3 can reverse it. There is a process called sarcopenia, which is age-related muscle loss that affects every single senior to some degree. It targets your legs first because those are the largest muscle groups in your body and require the most energy and nutrients to maintain. And once it starts, it accelerates like a snowball rolling downhill, getting worse and worse. You lose muscle mass at an alarming rate. You lose strength and find yourself unable to do things you did last year. You lose balance and coordination, making falls more likely. Everyday tasks become harder and harder until your world starts to shrink around you. You stop going places because you are afraid of falling in public. You stop doing things you love because they have become too difficult and exhausting. You become dependent on others for tasks you used to do easily, and you lose your sense of independence and self-worth. But vitamin D3 drives muscle protein synthesis, which is the actual process your body uses to build and repair muscle tissue. Without adequate D3, your muscles break down faster than they can rebuild themselves. With enough D3 taken consistently, you can actually reverse muscle loss and regain strength, even in your 70s and 80s. This is not theory or wishful thinking. This is proven science backed by dozens of clinical studies. So what happens when you take D3 at night instead of morning? One bedtime habit reduced falls by 34% in a major study. A clinical trial published in a leading medical journal found that seniors who took vitamin D3 before bed experienced a 19% increase in leg strength within just 3 months of consistent use. They had fewer falls and felt more confident in their movements throughout the day. They felt steadier on their feet and less afraid of losing their balance when walking. They reported significantly less pain throughout the day and better sleep quality at night. Why does nighttime dosing work so much better? Because deep sleep is when your muscles repair themselves at the cellular level. Growth hormone is released during the deepest stages of sleep, and this hormone is essential for muscle repair and growth. Damaged muscle fibers are rebuilt stronger than before during these deep sleep cycles. Inflammation is reduced throughout the body, allowing healing to occur. And if you take D3 at night before bed, it is available in your bloodstream exactly when your body needs it most for this repair process. It reduces nighttime aches and morning stiffness that make it hard to get out of bed and start your day. It helps you wake up feeling stronger and more refreshed instead of stiff and sore and dreading the day ahead. The dose matters more than most people realize, and getting it wrong means wasting your time and money. Most experts recommend 2,000 to 4,000 international units per day for seniors, though some individuals may need even more depending on their current blood levels and body weight. But here is the key that most people miss completely. Vitamin D3 is fat-soluble, which means it absolutely needs to be taken with a source of healthy fat to absorb properly into your system. A handful of nuts like almonds or walnuts eaten at the same time, a piece of cheese, a glass of whole milk, not skim or low fat, a spoonful of olive oil or a slice of avocado, without fat consumed at the same time. Most of the D3 you take just passes through your digestive system unused, and you waste your money and your time and wonder why you are not seeing results. Dr. Barbara O'Neill emphasizes this constantly in her teachings around the world. It is not just about taking the vitamin and checking it off your list. It is about taking it in a way that your body can actually absorb and utilize and benefit from. And when you do it right, when you take the right form at the right time with the right supporting nutrients, the results are absolutely undeniable and often dramatic. But there is a dangerous mistake that many well-meaning people make. They take D3 without the third vitamin, and that combination can actually cause more harm than good to your body. Without K2, D3 can send calcium to the wrong places in your body. Most people have never even heard of vitamin K2, and if they have, they confuse it with K1, which is completely different. They know about K1, which is found in leafy greens like spinach and kale and helps with blood clotting and wound healing. But K2 is completely different with a totally different function. It is the calcium traffic controller in your body, directing calcium to where it belongs. When you take vitamin D3, it increases calcium absorption in your gut significantly. That is good. Your bones desperately need calcium to stay strong and dense and prevent fractures. But here is the problem that no one warns you about until it is too late. D3 does not tell the calcium where to go once it is absorbed. It just floods your bloodstream with calcium and leaves it to settle wherever it wants. And without K2 to direct that calcium properly, it does not go to your bones where you need it desperately. Instead, it goes to your arteries where it forms dangerous plaques that can lead to heart attacks and strokes. It goes to your joints where it causes stiffness, pain, and reduced mobility. It hardens in your soft tissues throughout your body, causing problems everywhere. You end up with calcified arteries, stiff, painful joints, and weak, brittle bones all at the same time. The symptoms are subtle at first and easy to ignore or blame on other things. Your legs feel tight and achy for no clear reason. Your knees crack and pop when you stand up from sitting. You feel weak by afternoon even though you slept well the night before and did not do anything strenuous. And wait until you hear the study results that shocked the medical community when they were published. 8 weeks. 21% strength gain, 31% balance improvement. That is exactly what happened when seniors took D3 and K2 together at night in a controlled clinical trial that followed them carefully. Researchers found that K2 not only prevented calcium from going to the wrong places and causing harm, but it actually actively directed calcium into the bones and muscles where it was desperately needed for strength and function. The best form to use is MK7, which is a specific type of K2 that stays active in your body for up to 72 hours, much longer than other forms of K2 that clear out quickly. And just like D3, it works strongest at night when your body is in deep repair mode and rebuilding tissues throughout your body. D3 and K2 are a must pairing that should absolutely never be separated if you want optimal results and safety. You should never take one without the other if you truly want the benefits and want to avoid the risks. D3 absorbs the calcium from your food and supplements into your bloodstream. K2 places it correctly into your bones and teeth where you need it. Together, they rebuild bone density that has been lost over the years, restore muscle strength that has declined with age, and protect your cardiovascular system from dangerous calcification that can kill you. Separately, they are incomplete and potentially dangerous to your health. Together, they are life-changing and protective of your most vital systems. So why are you not getting enough from food alone? After 60, your skin makes 75% less D3, even in direct sunlight. You've been told to get outside and enjoy the sunshine regularly. Soak up the sun for natural vitamin D production the way humans have done for thousands of years. Let your body make vitamin D naturally the way it was designed to by evolution. And that advice worked perfectly when you were younger and your skin was more efficient. But after 60, your skin loses the ability to convert sunlight into vitamin D efficiently due to aging, thinning, and changes in skin composition. You could sit in the sun for an hour with your arms and legs exposed and produce only a tiny fraction of what you need. and K2. It is almost impossible to get enough from a modern diet unless you eat traditional fermented foods regularly, which most people do not. It is found in fermented foods like natto, which is a Japanese fermented soybean dish that most people have never even heard of and would not eat if they tried it. It is in aged cheeses like Gouda and Brie, but you would need to eat large amounts daily. It is in certain organ meats like liver and heart, which few people eat anymore in modern society. Most people do not eat those foods regularly enough, and even if they do make an effort, the amounts are too small to meet the body's daily needs for optimal function. This is exactly why supplementation becomes absolutely necessary as you age. Not as a luxury or optional health optimization for people with extra money, as a requirement for maintaining basic function and preventing serious decline that can rob you of your independence. So here is your full nightly blueprint that you can start implementing tonight. Give your body what it needs while you sleep, and let nature do the rest of the healing work. Take B12 in the methylcobalamin form sublingually under your tongue to restore nerve communication and repair damaged myelin sheaths that have deteriorated over the years. Take D3 with a healthy fat source to rebuild muscle tissue and prevent sarcopenia from stealing your strength and independence. Take K2 in the MK7 form to make sure the calcium goes where it belongs in your bones instead of your arteries where it can cause heart disease. Together, these three vitamins form a complete system that addresses every single aspect of leg weakness from multiple angles. B12 fixes the signal between your brain and your muscles so commands get through clearly. D3 builds the strength in the muscle tissue itself, so you have power when you need it. K2 protects the structural integrity of your bones and cardiovascular system, so everything works together properly. And when you take them at night before bed instead of in the morning, they work during your body's natural repair window when healing happens most effectively and efficiently. The results you can expect: less pain when you move throughout the day, better balance and coordination when you walk, even on uneven surfaces, stronger legs that respond immediately when you need them, improved mobility that lets you do the things you love without fear or limitation. You will notice the difference in how you feel when you wake up in the morning more rested and less stiff. You will notice it in how you move through your day with less fear and more confidence in your abilities. And over weeks and months of consistent use, you will regain abilities you thought were lost forever and resigned to never having again. If this helped you, do not keep it to yourself because others are suffering right now. Your legs carried you for decades through every challenge and adventure life threw at you. Now it is time to support them back and give them what they need to serve you well. If you found value in this information that could change your life, hit the like button right now and share this video with someone who needs it desperately. Perhaps a family member or friend who is struggling with weak legs and losing hope. Subscribe to this channel so you do not miss future health insights that could change your life or the life of someone you love dearly. And most importantly, drop a comment below right now before you forget. Tell me your age so we can give you personalized guidance based on your stage of life. Tell me your symptoms and what you are experiencing with your legs so we understand your situation. Tell me what vitamins you are planning to start tonight after watching this video. Let us build a community of people who refuse to accept weakness as inevitable and who take control of their health instead of accepting decline. Let us help each other reclaim the strength, the independence, and the joy of movement that makes life worth living fully. Because you deserve to live fully, no matter your age or how many birthdays you have celebrated. And it starts tonight with 3 simple vitamins before bed that cost less than a cup of coffee, but could give you back your life and your freedom.